Here's the problem. You're taking the words quite literally to fit your narrative of it, man. I'm telling you right now,
the words as you're saying them,
exactly, but you have to read into them. We're not here to give you the exact guideline on how to achieve what needs to be done. You're supposed to be building it with us. You're literally like here. Benji said 1 + 1 is 2. Therefore, I'm not gonna solve any other mathematical equation. That's not the fucking point of this, man. So what's up?
Benji, I'd like to apologize for walking out of the meeting yesterday. I wasn't thinking logically. I reacted emotionally, and in my head at the time, I felt like that was the best thing that I should do for myself. But I didn't think about how that would look to the gang and the repercussions of that. So I accept all responsibility, and if, you know, I accept I fucked up, and whatever you guys gotta do, you gotta do. But, I just need to stress that in that moment, I just felt cold, hard fucking betrayal. And instead of saying something stupid or dramatic, I just felt like I needed to remove myself from that situation.
Can you explain to me what betrayal you feel happened here? Because I think that's the part that I'm missing.
I think it's more nuanced than within the gang. I think there's a mixture of gang and personal things. I'll explain the personal things first. I was married to Marlo. And when I was with Marlo, I always felt like I was in his shadow. I always felt like everyone would go to me for Marlo things. Everyone would want me to talk to Marlo. And Marlo would just kind of drag me around to do his things and would never really give a shit about what I wanted to do sometimes. So I felt like he lived in his shadow. And then obviously the divorce happened over text, and there's some... definitely there was resentment for a long time, and then we get back to the city, and a few months ago Marlo rehashed that he still had feelings for me while he was in the gang together, and that just... it blurred the line between gang and personal, is what I'll say there. So with the gaslighting situation just happening that I explained to you the other day about basically all of it, where I came to Marlo with something private, he then used it against me to manipulate me. With that happening a few days before the promotion...
Which incident is this?
This is the Kit and Marlo incident.
You told him something in private.
So I tried to talk to him about Kit just to see if there was something wrong or if it was just me misreading the situation. Because they spend an incredible amount of time together. And I think me thinking that she might be upset with me, he then used that to, with Kit, then fuck with me about it. That's what, like, triggered the whole thing. So he basically broke my trust and used it to fuck with me. And manipulate me. And make me feel like shit. And with me coming to you with that, and I think I spoke to Prez, and I spoke to a few people about it, and kind of put my trust in you guys that you would kind of either help me or do the right thing, and me feeling like none of that happened. Him getting promoted after I was demoted, it just felt like I was thrown out the window, really. Just
I don't even know. I didn't even know about the whole that side of things. I thought it was just like general knowledge, all this shit. I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit's giving me PTSD to the fucking Rust days.
I know. I didn't even know that it was like weaponized against you in a way. You know what I mean?
but
I really didn't know.
I'm a little bit confused. What's the thing that they used that was personal against you? I know we talked about this. On the phone,
me
Benji,
talking to him and me talking to him about Kit, just that little thing where I'm like, yo, Kit was acting very cold. Do you know if everything's okay? And then he kind of very heavily persuaded me into believing that everything was okay, and kind of making me feel like I was wrong for thinking she was being cold. Like, it was a whole conversation where he basically, I wouldn't say gaslit me, but you know, when you're really sensing something's wrong, and he's like, no, everything's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're just overreacting. He did that to me, but then used it with Kit to then manipulate me afterwards.
Okay.
How did he use Kit to manipulate you, by the way?
Because the both of them were essentially... So they admitted to it, by the way. So this is just a done thing. Like, they admitted it and they apologized for it. They essentially were just making backhanded comments, like, time and time again, implying that I hate Kit and implying that she's mad at me, and they were plotting other things behind my back.
After you you talked to her a little bit about that stuff that happened, right? The one that Reggie sent you to do.
Yes. So it stemmed from that. So if you want the original context, she misread something I was saying during that conversation when I was kind of scolding her. She misread what I said and then held on to it for weeks. And then when I got back from my vacation, she was still upset with me.
And then you talked to Marlo about it.
And then I just to see if she was mad. Yes, and then he ganged up with her. And
I see.
basically gaslit me into feeling bad for scolding her and for misreading it. It was just the whole thing. But either way...
And then they both apologized, saying they didn't feel like you did any of that or something like that.
Well, they apologized just for doing what they were doing. Well, Marlo did. Kit didn't want to be there. She was forced into it by Marlo, it felt like. So she straight up said she didn't want to be here. She didn't really want to apologize. It was a whole fucking different thing.
And you feel like what they had done there kind of affected your image to the rest of the gang that could have potentially voted yes or no for you, right?
Well, yeah, it was that, and it was also just I felt a distinct lack of respect for them, and I felt like I didn't have the time to earn that back with it, and it was just a whole fucking thing. Like, I couldn't earn that respect back. I didn't have the time. And when it's someone like Marlo, who I have a huge history with, it obviously, yeah, there's that aspect of it. And Kit, I just didn't know how to deal with Kit. Like, she's ignored me ever since. She hasn't said a single word since that happened.
What exactly made you walk out that room at that moment? I know it was related to Marlo and the promotion thing, but like...
Yeah, it was that. And it was my demotion obviously hurt. I think especially because I came to you guys ready to throw in the towel, ready to quit, and you guys gave me that push and that motivation to keep going, and then I really started trying. I really started enjoying it a lot more, and I got that drive back, and then it just got swept out from under my feet, which obviously is what it is. Like, that was always a thing that was gonna happen, so I grin and bared it, but then... the Marlo thing was just the straw that broke the camel's back, especially considering the fact that I felt disrespected by him. I felt like he didn't respect my leadership, and then for me to be replaced by him after everything, it felt like a betrayal. I know it wasn't a betrayal, Ray. I just want to make that very clear. I know you guys didn't do it maliciously to hurt me, but that's how it felt in that moment. It just felt like I was completely out of consideration. No one cared about what I'd been through. And it also felt like you guys didn't want to, like, this isn't true, obviously, Ray. I know this already. It didn't feel like you guys, like, it was swept, the Kit situation and the Marlo situation was swept under the rug for me, it felt like. So, for it to get swept under the rug and for him to get promoted and for me to get demoted was very not good emotionally.
Sure,
but I do understand I reacted emotionally and not logically, and I do understand I should not have walked out of that room.
Okay. I mean, there's one thing, by the way, I want to clarify. The reason we pushed for you, at least why I did, I don't know what Benji said, but the reason I pushed for you to not give up is because I don't like people giving up without at least putting in their all. And I'm glad you said, hey, you got motivated, and you tried, and you enjoyed it, and it's good. And that's why you probably ended up getting more positive votes, you know? At the end of the day, like, if you were to have given up early, you wouldn't have even seen what the gang reaction or thoughts about you were. And genuinely, I told you already this, there were positive votes for you. Just keep in mind that at the end of the day, Fifi, it's not like a permanent role, you know? Like, that's what going into lieutenant was for everyone. This is a trial period for everyone, including Tic Tac, who was demoted and understood why he was demoted.
I don't understand why I was demoted. That's where the issue lies with me, because I understand it's because I didn't get the majority vote, but I don't know why people voted no. Therefore, I don't know how it could have improved. I don't know what it was I did wrong. I don't know what it is that I can do in the future if I ever wanted to try for that role again. I don't really know why I was demoted. I just know that I didn't get the votes.
There's nothing wrong with conversing with people, and I will say something else. A lot of the voting came down to politicking, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, like, what's the most important thing to people? I mean, yes, getting shit done is very important, and you got a lot of shit done. But that Benji said this to me yesterday. That it's that EQ, you know, like that emotional relationship that you have with a lot of the members, and it's difficult to form with people that are straight up gangsters and all are act differently, you know.
It's that a lot of people I didn't see, and then also I feel like if I needed to punish someone, or, you know, with Kit and Marlo, or people who wanted the position. Like, I just feel like there's so many nuances as to why people would want to vote no that it's hard to wrap my head around. Like, what? Because I am not...
Here's the thing, right? We're not here to... It's not a political rally where we got to teach you what's going on and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's a simple thing. We're basically a clan, a gang, okay? That has a system in place that got started by two fucking guys that are essentially cult leaders, okay? And although we do not abuse this position as much as we would have used to in the past, okay? We just want people to slot in naturally. And the thing is, Fifi, you want me to be honest? It's not a thing where I can open the clipboard, right, and just give all the names to you, because you're just gonna end up hating everyone. And the thing is, every lieutenant that trialed, right, had people that said no and had people that said yes. The only and really, all you guys need to realize is that people like Marlo, they play the whole game. And we're just looking for the people that know how to control that, man. The thing is, you're
tried.
Who do you think your relationship with each member is as good as it can be?
No.
Well, there you go.
But that... it depends on how you guys look at things. I always think there's a line between being a leader and being a friend. And when you mesh that line, things become problems. And I did not want to just go out there and be friends with people because I had to. I wanted things to grow naturally and naturally grow bonds with the members, as opposed to me kind of, I don't know, blazing in a way. That's me. I'm not saying that that's something... I know I could have done better with reaching out and being friends with members. It's just not something that I wanted to do, and because I want to do it in the long term. I don't want to just like force it. I want to take my time with everyone, as opposed to stretching myself thin trying to talk to everyone at the same time.
I want to clarify.
I want you to know that is literally why we didn't just kick you out. It's the same reasoning for us. You're taking a different approach, which will take a longer length of time, which is why it's just not your time yet. And when you feel like you've done enough, I'm sure the votes and the people will match how you feel. The thing is, you're saying everything that... How we made the decisions, you know how we did it. You've read it all already. It came out of your own mouth right now. You said, didn't do as good as I could with the people. You wanted it to be a natural thing over a longer period of time. You just said it yourself.
But it's tough because I felt like I slot into the role naturally. Like, I felt like I was able to do what I needed to do to provide for the gang. But then that political side and the friendship side is where I fell short. And I'm not that social of a person. And it was about pushing myself out of that comfort zone very heavily to actually win people over. When I told you guys I just wanted to do what was best for the gang and do the best to my abilities, and that's where it kind of extended out past my abilities. Because I'm the not afraid to be a bad guy. I'm not here to be friends with everyone. I'm here to get shit done kind of leader. So it really, really would have had... I would have had to really extend out, is what I'm saying. And I should have. Like, I should have, if I wanted to win the votes. But at the same time, man, like I said, I do just want to do what's best for everyone. And if what I did wasn't best for everyone, I don't think I'm going to go out my way to pursue it again.
You mentioned this earlier. You don't want to be the type of person that just goes around and glazes people and shit like that. But you got to think about it. Even Tic Tac, who does that, and not to be disrespectful or anything, but he does that a lot, he still got demoted.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. So just keep in mind, it's not... Why... You got to think about it. Why did Louis succeed? What did he do different than you and Tic Tac? What put him in that position? That's what people
because he wasn't out there doing everything where everyone can see. Where I was doing things behind the scenes, and that's where I fell short. Because a lot of things I was doing were things that people didn't see.
And you think Louis only did things?
No, he did both. I think he did both. I think he did he did all around very well. I voted yes for Louis, obviously. Like, I think he played the politic game well, and he played the, doing his job well.
I'll be honest, man. I don't know. when you talk to us about this stuff, Fifi, not gonna lie, I feel a little bit of a sense of frustration here that the job you were applying for doesn't suit your description of it. Because you're talking about, I get shit done, I'm a different kind of leader, I do this. The bottom line is the lieutenant will be what me and Ray envision it to be, right? And it's right now you didn't fit the vision.
Yeah, I asked. The issue here, the frustration comes from the fact that before I put myself forward for lieutenant, I asked the two of you, what was your vision for lieutenant?
And I'm sure it was a correct
answer. And you both
answer.
gave me two different answers. And so I tried to fit myself into both, and I couldn't do it. And I can understand that I don't fit your vision, and that's completely fine, and I will accept that. If that's why I didn't make lieutenant, then that's why I didn't make lieutenant. It was just hard for me to fit both of those like idolizations.
I think you're.
What is the interpretation here?
Speaking.
What is the interpretation, though,
personally
right?
speaking, real quick, Benji. Like, in my interpretation, you not the reason you didn't get the lieutenant, because you weren't able to fit both Benji and I's leadership. There's a little bit more to it than that. And what I'm just gonna straight up say is, look at people that are in leadership positions, see what they do. Even the people behind the scenes, like there are people that are straight up behind the scenes, don't do anything like in the public. Like look at Reggie, and he's still an underboss, right? But there's a reason these people are in the positions that they're in, and it's not about making every single person happy. Maybe Benji disagrees with me here. Sounds like he disagrees, but it's not about
bro. Can I be honest, Ray? It's. I think Fifi, you're drawing the wrong picture for yourself here, man. Every time whenever you have been brought up, it's always me and Ray pushing you through. And I kind of feel like you want us to do that a little bit more or something. Because that's not going to happen.
That's not something I ever felt.
We always want you for all these spots. But the bottom line is, we want you to live a life where you're not fucking fighting people every day. Because you had one situation with Kit where that went south side, okay? That went south. Then on top of that, right? Imagine if the people that voted no for you, that you meet on a daily basis, were to see you in a leadership position that would frustrate you on a daily basis, man. Do you want that? That's why there is a break in the process. So you can rethink the fucking game plan if you want to. This whole break is so you can just be yourself and not be in the eye of, oh, this guy, when I talk to him, I need his vote later. You know, tomorrow I gotta appease this guy. No, this is just a break. So you can do what you want.
I did that, and that's why I didn't get the votes. I was myself. I applied myself, and I didn't go out of my comfort zone. And I'm saying that's why I didn't get the votes, Benji. Because that is what I did. I did what was best for me. I was enjoying my position. I was doing the things I enjoyed doing and the things I thought I was good at. And I wasn't going out my way to earn those votes. And I also didn't expect you guys to push me through. I just expected if I came to you guys with issues that it'd be handled. That was all.
What do you mean by push you through?
Well, that's what Benji said. And I just want to add a point that...
Here's the problem. You're taking the words quite literally to fit your narrative of it, man. I'm telling you right now, exactly, but you have to read into them. We're not here to give you the exact guideline on how to achieve what needs to be done. You're supposed to be building it with us. You're literally like here, Benji said 1 + 1 is 2, therefore I'm not gonna solve any other mathematical equation. That's not the fucking point of this, man. Like you're literally not listening to what we're saying, man. You're getting frustrated when two of your leaders saying we want you.
I'm not frustrated. I'm taking your words literally, and I'm just trying to explain to you.
Fifi, listen. You don't have to explain every single thing, right? At the end of the day, the things that are most important, and we expect this from all people, including our own like underbosses, are to accept what we're saying. You know, just to say, hey, listen, I will try. Like, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do what I can. Like, you don't have to. Not everything needs to be explained, right? Like, we get your feeling of frustration. We get that there are problems within your, the gang with you and other people. We know that. It's the same with other people too. But at the end of the day, what's most important is that you carry forward and you help us out, right? Because that's what Benji and I care about the most. We just want people to be helping us out and making sure that this gang is successful. and why we care about you so much is because you're someone who's capable of doing that very well. And that's it. That's the bottom of the line. If you weren't someone who helped Hades out, you wouldn't be in Hades. That's it. If people didn't actually like you, you wouldn't be here. If Benji and I thought you were fucking causing more problems than actually causing good things, you wouldn't be here. But you are here. We did not remove you from Hades for walking at that meeting yesterday for a reason. Which, by the way, if that happened in either of our gang many years ago, whoever that would have been dead. Just straight out. They would have been dead. And I'm being very blunt with you. But this is different.
Okay. Let me just say it this way, okay? I think I get what you're trying to do with what we're explaining when you talk to Ray and I separately before you even applied for the position. But I feel like there's a sense where that might have been taken so literally that you just went and said, I'm going to be myself, literally what Benji said, and see if people vote for me. Well, I mean, you know, and if it didn't work out, it looks like the default personality that we do not feel like changing outside of our comfort zone does not suit what's needed for an LT, right? So if you want to change to that, if you can even bother, if you still feel like trying for it, and I'm sure that's something that can be done.
All right. I'll do my best, and I won't let any disrespect happen again.
You listen, as far as I'm concerned for yesterday, old-fashioned Southside gang, you either out or you shot for walking out in a meeting, right? But we're not that. For me, I just worry for you because that painted you in a certain light for the other members. And, you know, that's the thing, man. You know, I feel like Fifi, I just hope you know something. You won over a lot of people, man. But it's just, we need to win over more. That's all it is, man.
Mm-hmm. And she's aware. I told her. That we want overwhelming support from people. Fifi, I will make this clear as well. I mean, you can tell people we've talked now. I will probably inform people that, hey, you talked. Just come. You gotta come hang out again with people, you know? Gotta maybe spend a few days away from like whatever else you do and actually spend some time with the Hades boys and girls and let them know that, you know, whatever happened there was a mistake. And you don't have to apologize to them. That's not what I'm asking you to do. You already apologized to Benji and I, but just spend some time with people and let them know that you really do care about them. And whatever that was a mistake.
But I need more time, Ray.
That's fine. And I'm not expecting you to do that immediately, but I'm just saying that's if you want to you know, earn that trust back from people, it's definitely doable. Right now, there's a good chance.
Okay.
Nothing's over yet, all right? And I want to say I do appreciate the apology yesterday, and I'm sure, I don't know what Benji's thinking on his mind. I'm sure he appreciates it too.
Listen, I really don't understand what people don't get about me, man. If I didn't like you, even a little bit, I would not have you around, bro. Like, even now. Like, I might have sounded angry at some points there, but if I didn't like you, Fifi, I could have said this a lot differently. You know, you would be so done with me, you'd just leave.
I don't think you don't like me. It's never crossed my mind.
That's good. God, for God's sake, man. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it, man.
All right. I think we're good here. At least I am. Is there anything else you want to say, Benji?
No, I'm good. I'm going to talk to you after this, Rory.
Spend more time away from it. What was that? Good brother. 8 hours a day, 7 days a week is all I'll say.
Listen, guys, you want to know what the fucking problem is, okay? Y'all, I'm telling you, man, this is a problem because we've been too nice to her, man. You wanna know what? Everything I said there, Ray, you would like fucking set the pillow up so it wouldn't hurt too much when she fell on the ground. You know, bro, can you this is literally what she's saying, okay? Ray and Benji told me that I just need to chill and I'll be LT if people like me.
Yeah,
And then
but
she
that's not how
said,
that works.
yeah, then she said, oh, so I didn't try my best and it didn't work. And I kind of blame you guys for not telling me to try harder. What? That's insane. And then she's literally, bro, she sounds so sad, but at the same time, I feel like it's like a play to like make us feel bad, but it's just too late. So I just don't know how to react to that because I'm telling you right now, Ray, I genuinely like Fifi. But as an LT, the way she just tried to maneuver that into somehow we didn't provide the right guidance is insanity, man.
I mean, we weren't really meant to provide any guidance.
That's what I'm saying. No. But you see her mentality, bro? She is not wrong in any of this. She is the best person, best politician, and we just gave the wrong instructions. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Is that a wrong read?
She kind of like not really deflected, but more was like looking for a reason and everything instead of just accepting.
Okay. Maybe let me say this. I think she actually, let me reword that. I don't think she thinks she's the best, but I think there's a part of her that thinks she's more than good enough as it stands. You know what I'm saying? The way she refers to herself as, I get shit done. I get this, that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm different. You know, I do behind the scenes and shit like that. Fuck, man. Like, okay, that's great. But what do we do when more than half the people vote no? Bro, I'm telling you right now, she feels like Ray and Benji didn't instruct her well enough, ruined her chances, and she feels like Marlo manipulated her, plus Kit. She thinks that we are actually plotting against her, bro, which is cool because you and I, Ray, push her to be LT when nobody wanted her to be.
Yeah, I know.
I'm fucking baking in my head right now.
I get what you're saying. Trust me, I'm aware. I mean, that's what I tried to say during the meeting. Yeah, I was trying to be nice. I do have a soft spot for Fifi for sure. But at the end of the day, like realistically speaking, I was trying to tell her, look at who's someone who succeeded, look at Louis and ask yourself, what the fuck did he do right? And I mentioned the EQ thing and I mentioned the fucking, like, you need to be.
She doesn't get that.
And she doesn't understand that she needs to realize that she's got good qualities and she has she has a positive, maybe not after what she did yesterday, but she had a positive outlook on the gang, or like people like had like good look on, like they respected her. But at the end of the day, like, you need to look at people who are successful and learn from that. Like, you can gain that position back, and I was trying to tell her that, but you just need to work for it.
The reason I got a little bit heated there, bro, is it's because I felt like she wasn't somebody that understood the bigger picture for a second there. You know what I mean? Like, literally had to be told, like, this is the box, we're trying to make it bigger. And she said, but that's what it says in the box. And I can't believe that just happened. I could have won votes, but I didn't try. I didn't want to try. What the fuck? And if that's what you're doing, that's fine. But after you say, I wanted to take a more natural route, which would be longer, why would you be like sad that you just have to wait a little bit longer, man?